story. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how to answer that.
All right. So,
I mean, I'm
wh-
proud of because I established a system
yeah, from scratch.
that
Yeah.
was successful all on my own, and never skipped a beat. And
Mhm.
I mean, Newport didn't even know what I was doing,
Mhm.
and I was able to do that because I knew a guy there who knew me. He knew that I was let him do what he wants to do. So
Mhm.
I'm proud of doing that and being able to get my own resources,
Mhm.
um, to be successful.
Mhm.
Because the thing is that I would say, well, there was a time in 2000, in the early 2000s, that the stock market went from fractions to decimals.
Uh-huh.
Like, you used to buy stocks in fractions. Like, stock would be 1.5, 1 3/4, 1 5/8. So now
Okay.
it's now so they changed to decimals, and when they did that, there was no margins anymore. So now, if you look at a stock on the stock market, it could trade at 121 and a penny to 121 and 2 cents,
Mhm.
which means that if you sell it, you sell it at a penny, and if you buy it, you buy it at 2 cents.
Mhm.
So there's a penny margin. There's no margins. But
All right.
in the early days at Spear Leads, you would buy and sell stock, and you would have stock. You could buy it at $3 and sell it at $4. You could make $1 a share. It was, it wasn't as liquid as it is now, but you can make a lot more money in the olden days. So
Mhm.
that's when the trading business started to kind of decline. And then when the recession hit in 07, 08, 09, the accounts that I did had, I lost. I had like 3 other accounts. Like, I had a
Mhm.
hedge fund in where were they located? In West LA. Um,
Mhm.
so I had other accounts. So I lost those. So Spear Leads actually, well, we got bought out by Goldman Sachs. They laid everybody off like
Mhm.
after a
Yeah.
year or so, and they closed down all their satellite offices, moved everything to New York, and so then Wittenberg was a client of Goldman, and he
Mhm.
just hired us to do our thing. So we kind of kept our same clients, and for a while. Make a long story short, I had a partner at Spear Leads. He actually died of a heart attack.
Oh, I'm
Uh,
sorry about that.
yeah, yeah. I know, playing golf too. So I was just on my own, and how the business was going, it was dying.
Mhm.
So I just went to firms would hire me because I had a book of business. I had accounts that, I automatically could get business right away.
Mhm.
So, I worked, so Wittenberg and Newport Coast are very small firms that kind of just, I was able to uh, get in because they knew I could do business, and my payouts were substantially higher.
Mhm.
So the whole business had changed, like, I don't know, about 2005 or so,
Mhm.
and it got
All
worse.
right.
So, like at Spear Leads and Goldman, we would do millions and millions and millions of dollars every single day. Huge amount of business.
Yeah. Mhm.
As a matter of fact, we were at the LA office. Me and this guy were probably top in the country. The guy I worked for, he
Wow.
made over $1 million a year. Yeah. So it's just totally changed.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, the
good times
industry
are
changed,
over.
right? So, yeah. Mhm.
I'm sorry. What's that?
Well, the whole industry changed, right?
The whole industry changed. Yeah, it's now done by electronics. It's algorithms that trade most of the stocks.
Mhm.
That's why if you ever see the stock market all of a sudden just tank, because of a negative tweet or some
Yeah.
news that comes out, the machines kick in and they'll sell stocks so fast that you look at the market and it's down 500. It used to
Mm-hmm.
be that people used to do this. So you wouldn't, it just, how fast it moves because of electronics is lightning fast. So
Mm-hmm.
that's why my job that I had is, I don't want to waste your time on telling you this, because it's not really going to pertain to my resume, but,
Well,
it's just everything changed for the negative.
yeah.
And
All right.
like my accounts I lost, not because of me, but they lost because they wanted to go to JP Morgan and Goldman Sachs because they offered them information and I did. And price became, it didn't matter as much. So long story
Mm-hmm.
short, that's,
But
yeah.
is there any way in which you've adapted to these changes, perhaps by leveraging technology or tools yourself?
Oh, absolutely. Oh, yeah.
Tell me about this.
Well, I mean, as far as setting up a system, as as time went by, in this industry, especially working at Spear Leeds and Goldman, we had the best of technology.
Mm-hmm.
So I was up on the technology. That's why when I was able to go to a small firm, I was able to just get the call the right people and get set up myself.
Mm-hmm.
So it took knowledge of the industry.
Mm-hmm.
But see,
I
now
understand all that.
there's probably more things in the industry in the last couple of years that I don't know about. Yeah, probably not.
Mm-hmm.
The big change in the industry is when everything became electronic.
Yeah.
And there's algorithms. I mean, I had a list of algorithms that I could choose from for my client, which, by the way, I never used because I felt
Why
like I could
not?
do it better. Oh, I could do it better myself. But
All
see,
right.
the thing is with the industry nowadays, it's like because it's electronic and there's algos, you have a guy in New York that's working 50 orders at one time, and all he's doing is watching the orders. He's not actually doing them. The algos are. So he's just watching all these machines do the orders, and he's just making sure everything's working well.
Yeah.
So the volume they do because of machines is huge.
Right. All right. Let's see. Okay, so back to Newport then. Right. This was after the financial crisis anyway, right? This was in
Yeah.
2011.
Yeah.
So anything else that you want to add for this? Any perhaps cash flow management duties that you had here that you want to talk about, or any
Cash
other?
management.
I'm sorry.
Wait, we'll say it again. Sorry.
I said cash flow management.
Cash flow management.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I mean, it doesn't pertain to this.
Yeah. I'm just going by the job listing that you sent, so I'm trying to figure
No,
out
I
what
know.
you've. Yeah.
Yes,
What
as far as my resume, I just need a resume that shows that I have a lot of experience in the financial world, especially in the stock market. A lot of experience. I've seen it all, done it all. And anybody in the business, in the equity stock market business, understands where I'm at.
Mm-hmm.
They can say, "Oh my God, this guy's a trader. No wonder he's looking for a job."
All right.
So that's why it's like when you say, will I apply for an associate job in the same industry that is my knowledge would definitely give me the advantage to get in the door. I would be willing to do that.
All right.
I mean, if there was a trading position, just like, right down my alley, I would be a minimum senior position.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I was a senior guy, you know, in this business a long time ago. You know,
Yeah.
an office principal is like you're the main guy. You're the principal of your office.
Yeah.
So
Mm-hmm.
um, that's where I kind of stand, and that's where I need your help, is just to kind of be able to write a resume that reaches out to, I guess, shows my qualities, my experience, my, you know, everything. You know, you get wiser as you get older, and you know, every situation makes you smarter and wiser. And I don't know,
Definitely.
um, you know, and what I have written down there, I know it's not a lot, but you know what I don't really show, and I think people have mentioned it. It doesn't show how successful I was,
Yeah. Yeah, it doesn't.
except for maybe down in, you know, like institutional equity trader under Spear Leeds. We co-managed sales trading hours for 20 plus accounts. You know, we
Yeah.
exceeded volumes of 1 million shares a day. I mean, that's minimum. You know, um, I don't know, just take what I have and somehow spruce it up.
Yeah, the thing with that is, it seems like, your career was doing better in 1995, and then it seems like it's been kind of from your resume. I mean, when I look at your resume, it seems like your career became lackluster over time. So you were doing really well till 2002, and then,
No, well, not really. Um, 2002 at Spear Leeds.
yeah, mm-hmm,
Uh, you know, I probably made between 100 and 200,000 a year, and at Newport Coast, I made between 2 and 300.
mm-hmm,
So at Newport Coast, I did less business, but my payout was so much higher that I
mm-hmm.
actually made more money.
Yeah,
I
but you
mean, I
haven't
guess,
written anything in
yeah,
your, yeah, sorry?
yeah, money's not everything. You're right.
No, no,
The,
even,
the
what
business,
I'm
the
trying to,
business was in the 1995 to 2002. Our business was like the best business you could ever possibly be in. I mean,
mm-hmm,
it was the best job because everybody was killing it, and then
mm-hmm,
everything changed due to market conditions changed, and then the technology came in, and on and on and on.
yeah, mm-hmm,
So my business after Spear Leeds and Goldman Sachs diminished, but my payouts were much higher.
yeah,
So it
mm-hmm.
kind of was like, I don't know. Yeah, I guess my business diminished, but I was able to make more money.
Mm-hmm. All right. So what I'm trying to say was that in your resume, it doesn't appear that way because you haven't really written anything for the new board role, right? So it just looks like perhaps you had no achievements here, but I know that you did. So let's talk about this higher payout. Um, it's kind of counterintuitive, right? That your business was overall diminishing, but you were getting a higher payout. Can you tell me how this
Right.
was happening?
Well, it's because somebody knows that you have X business. They're going to give you a high payout because if they give me 75%, they get 25% for doing nothing.
Hmm, that makes
You
sense.
know, it's like getting a salesman with established accounts and say, "Come on over, we'll give you a high payout."
Yeah.
So
Uh-huh.
you, as a business owner, like, okay, that's a no-brainer. And the
Uh-huh.
thing is that in this business, there weren't a lot of me around left. Most of them are already gone.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I lasted a long time. I thought I was going to be done with this business, you know, probably 10 years ago. And I just kept on, you know, chipping away.
Mm-hmm. All right. Okay, so I'm gonna wrap up Newport now. Anything else that you want to add for Newport? Any accomplishments here that we haven't talked about?
Uh, no, just with the exception, I made more money there, and I don't know, I had consistent business. Then again, I mean, the truth is, I only had one account, so you know, it had to do with the how good the stock market was, and if it was going higher and money was flowing into that company, they'd give me more business. And I don't, in my business, I kind of like, you check in with your client every day, and if there's business, there's business. If there's not, there's not. I don't really have any control over that.
Mm-hmm.
But you know what? The reason why I'm successful in this business and all these businesses is because I did a great job for the client.
Yeah.
And I was focused. I had integrity. They trusted me. And that's really important when you're dealing with big money.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's the most important thing. You get caught, trying to cover up something, you're done in this business. And I never ever would go that route.
All right. So integrity then.
High integrity. Yes. Yep.
Perfect. All right. So should we move on to the next role, the Wittenberg role?
Yeah, it's the same thing as Newport.
But I'm assuming your clients were different here, right?
No.
It was the same client.
Well, no, I had more clients at Wittenberg, but during I would say 2009, I lost a few, and that's when I only had one. I had like 4 accounts at Wittenberg, but the main one at Wittenberg I had was the same one at Newport that I kept, and that was the $12 billion one. The other ones were only like, I don't know, 500 million. Weren't big. Yeah.
That sounds pretty big to me. Is that not big?
Yeah, but I mean, it takes one pension plan, and you're hitting the billions in this business. So.
All right. Earlier you mentioned that before the financial crisis, you had 4 clients here, including like a hedge fund also, right? And broker dealers and.
Yes, correct.
All right.
Hedge fund, broker dealers. Yes, those are broker dealers, hedge funds, and money managers, portfolio managers.
All right.
Oh yeah, so I have that on there. Yeah, see that? Yeah, portfolio managers, hedge funds, and broker dealers. Yeah.
So even though you lost them after the financial crisis, you had them for like about 6 or 7 years prior to that, right?
Yes.
All right. So tell me a little bit about this.
From Spear Leads.
Oh, so these are the clients that you brought over from there.
Oh, absolutely. It's Spear Leads. Boy, we had like I said on there, 20 plus accounts. And that